There are many differences between what I stand for and the policies I will fight for, and what Howard Berman stands for and what he has voted for. Let me remind the people of California's 30th District about just some of Howard Berman's voting record, and please keep in mind that I would have never voted for any of this, and I will do everything I can to reverse these laws and policies. Howard Berman voted to repeal the Glass-Steagall Act. He voted for the Emergency Economic Stabilization Act, also known as TARP, or the Banker Bailout. He voted for the Commodities Futures Modernization Act, and he voted for the debt deal, which created the Joint Select Committee on Deficit Reduction, also known as the Super Congress. Howard Berman voted to keep America in the World Trade Organization. He voted for the North American Free Trade Agreement, also known as NAFTA, and he voted for free trade agreements with Peru, Australia, Singapore, Panama, South Korea, and Colombia, just to name a few. Howard Berman has voted to give hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars to the International Monetary Fund, otherwise known as the IMF. He has voted to give hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars to the United Nations, and he has voted to throw millions upon millions of taxpayer dollars at the war on drugs. Howard Berman voted for the Patriot Act. He voted for the 9/11 Commissions Act. He voted for the John Warner Defense Authorization Act. And Howard Berman has voted for every unconstitutional war and almost every unconstitutional military action since he has been in office. Howard Berman's voting record clearly shows that he has absolutely no respect for the Constitution and Bill of Rights, and Howard Berman's voting record clearly shows that he has played a huge part in ruining the American economy. We cannot afford to elect Howard Berman as the public servant for California's 30th District when he has such a destructive voting record. We do not have to put up with Howard Berman's behavior. The alternative to Howard Berman is not Brad Sherman, who has almost the exact same voting record, and the alternative is not Mark Reed. The only candidate in this election that has real solutions, and the only candidate in this election that will demand a return to the Constitution and Bill of Rights is me, Vince Gilmore, a constitutional Democrat.